good for us because it's extra spots. But I feel bad for that. I find that more impressive. Yeah, that's impressive. Right, it's hard to do. Pull a Tom Doherty every game. You know that reference?
Bowlers on the 12:30 squad, please report to your starting lanes. All bowlers on the 12:30 squad, please report to your starting lanes.
All right, scorecards. Gonna use that chair, sir. Scorecards. Anna. Okay, right here. Allison. Scorecard. We got Braden. Ryan. There you go. Scorecards right there. Okay. Good luck. Benjamin. Scorecard. Leo.
Let's go. We don't even have
Right here. Scorecard. Brooks. And Amelia. Amelia? Perfect. Scorecards right there. Good luck. Okay, pull well. Scorecard. Scorecard. Maya. Emma. Scorecard. There you go. Good luck, alright?
I'll borrow somebody. How it's a lesson? It's good? Yeah. It's fun. You can learn stuff you didn't know? Yeah. Good. I didn't realize staying low made so much of a difference. Like double dribble, get the ball bounce.
I do, yeah. Absolutely, always does.
You want your bagel? Not yet. Is this mine? If I knew they had diet peach snapple, I would have asked them. Oh, you would have got me a lot. Yeah, it was the last one. That's why I grabbed it. I should always just have a peach snapple in the car. Or even it's on sale, I'll buy it. They were on sale in Giant. I didn't want to get them. They were on sale for like $7.99 and $12. Next weekend we're up here or even BJ. BJ's probably has a 24 pack.
The world can hear my conversations. What do you think I should start with?
Start there.
Okay, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 23rd annual Parker Bowen III Junior Scholarship Tournament. Before we get into this year's competition, I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few of the following people for making this year's event possible. First of all, the Brunswick Corporation. Their continued support over the last 23 years has enabled us to grow and make things better and better for the junior competition around the area. Bill Rollback of Manchester Accounting Services. Chris Flory and Buddy's Pro Shop. Chuck and Deborah Gardner from Bowl for Life. In case you don't know, especially for a lot of you that are here for the first time, they graciously put $5,000 into the event. We drew 20 different names. It did not matter what your score was because we drew the names before everybody got underway. And 20 different competitors got $250 in scholarship money just by entering the tournament. All the other additional sponsors you can see out in front of the masking unit have all graciously made this possible. Also want to thank Neil and Nicole Feingold, as well as Charles Anderson, the owners of Howell Lanes, and the entire staff for helping hosting and running the event to make sure that everything is prim and proper behind the scenes. Matt Hillerick and the PJBT staff, Danny Wiseman, as well as Billy Gasson, for their continued support in helping promote the event and letting everyone know through social media programs when and where we were going to take place. The volunteers for taking time out of their holiday weekend to spend their day with us. Start with the Russo family. Jeremy Schaefer, Larry Gitlitz, Robin Gitlitz, Lauren, Natalie, Michael, Kahn, Stephanie, Elizabeth, Hannah and Jackie, just to mention a few, and I'm sure that there are others that I don't have listed right here right now, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your weekend to making this event possible. We had some special guests with us earlier. Chuck Gardner and Bill O'Neill were here yesterday into this morning. They've had other things that they have to do, obligations this weekend, but we still have Eric Krause, our National Tour ball rep from Brunswick, as well as Matt Russo coming around answering questions if you have questions about anything to do with any of the Brunswick brands or products. A special thank you personally goes out to my son Justin for being our social media king. He has enabled everyone out here to get or grasp our tournament by putting out through social media outlets. I personally don't know about a lot of those, but I can tell you that if you have heard from it, you have heard because Justin has put it out there. So, Justin, thank you for all your time and efforts, as well as running all the squads and putting everybody in the computer. And last but certainly not least, for everybody else out there, you need to understand the spearhead of this event is Leslie Bowen, my wife. She has taken this event from start to finish and made it and grown it to what it is today. Everything that you see between sponsors and things that go on behind the scenes and out front with our meeting room and check-in area with all the baskets and raffle items, all of that goes into the prize fund at the end. So please, if you can, give all of them a nice round of applause. For those of you that are attending college this year and would like to have your scholarship money sent to your college, please send that email directly to Leslie@parkerbohn.com, and she will definitely have you fill out whatever is necessary to make sure that those funds end up where they need to be. A few rules that I'd like to share with you. Juniors, you will be bowling 5 games today of competition. Please follow your score sheets as your lane assignments are on there. You will be allowed 2 re-racks per game if necessary. If something else is wrong, please make sure you find me and let me know. I will be on the floor. If you need a correction, please find one of the tournament staff or myself, and we will be happy to take care of that. Do not erase your scores, as we are trying to keep them updated each and every game so that everybody knows where they stand in the middle of the scoring system there. 1 out of 4 bowlers will advance to the finals from each division with a maximum of 16 bowlers in any division, making the finals that will start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp. So I would recommend, if you are in the cut, to please make sure that you show up and check in around 8:30. In the past, we have given away over $200,000 over the last 22 years. And, well, this year we're going to add at least another $25,000 in scholarship money to go out to all of the youth athletes that are here. The merchandise and raffle tables, they are available inside of Rev Rates all day. The drawing will be held at 4 o'clock, which is about 3.5 hours from now. So if there's something that you'd like to purchase tickets for, please go in there graciously and do whatever you would like to do. Keep in mind, all of those funds are going back directly into the prize fund. If you would like food, the snack bar is under renovation. Please make sure that you go over behind 9 and 10. We have a snack bar area in there with plenty of pizza and some other amenities. trying to take care of everybody to make sure that we are all set and well fed during the event. Bowlers, if you are on your lanes right now, we're going to turn your lanes on. You're going to get 10 minutes of practice, and then we're going to hold everybody up. So hit the red key on your console so that you can get your 10 minutes of practice, and we can go from there.
All right, with the announcements from Parker Bohn III, kicking off our final regular squad of this Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament, the 23rd edition of this great event. There is still one more squad remaining. That's a re-entry squad. Bowlers have to have at least one other entry into the event to bowl the re-entry squad. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see some faces we saw in the 9 a.m. squad on this squad. We'll see a bunch of new faces as well as these players attack the 42-foot tournament pattern. We'll talk about more once practice is completed. We'll also give you some updates on the top of each of the 4 divisions competing in this event, along with chat with some of the dignitaries that happen to stop by our broadcast booth. So about 9 minutes of practice left for these players, and then we will be underway with player introductions. And toss is counting for score here on our spotlight pair, 7-8 here at Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them bone balls rolling. Let's get this round going. Bowling. Hey. About 3.5 minutes of practice left for these players. We'll get you player introduction shortly. Because you can't tell your letter without knowing what bowler it's attached to on these scorecards. Of course, it's the easiest thing for these scoreboards to do here in the center with these players moving pairs after every game. You could move the names of the players after each game on the scoring system, but it takes a series of levers and pulleys along with 3 or 4 strongmen in order to do that on this scoring system here in the center. So it's not easy. So yeah, do A, B, C, D. We tell you who A, B, C, and D are. Plus, most of you watching anyway, you're following somebody that's on this pair of lanes. And if you're trying to find somebody, if you came across this on the Justin Bohn YouTube channel, and you're trying to find somebody that you're looking for on this squad, well, we've got all 26 lanes covered. The Strike Central feed is going to spotlight lanes 7 and 8. But here's what to do. Keep this tab open on Justin's page. Open up a second tab in your internet browser. Go right back to youtube.com. When you get there, type in Parker Bowen III Scholarship Tournament, Parker Bowen III Scholarship Tournament, and you'll see the YouTube page for this event come up, and you'll see all 7 streams available to you. Of course, the reason why you want to keep the Strike Central stream on is because you never know who might stop by to chat with us. We had Parker Bowen stop by for a game last round. I think it's time to drag Matt Russo in here. Maybe his fiance, Lauren Paint. Is it fiance? I better not be ruining anything. I'll have to double check on that. But quite a few notaries, notable people here assisting with this event. And we'll give you another tease about where we're going to have our finals for each of the 4 divisions tomorrow during game 1 as well. So yeah, open that second tab, go to the Parker Bowen III Scholarship page on YouTube. And that way you can follow your favorite player across the house and keep us on here for commentary, score updates, and such. Best way to watch bowling. Double tab it.
Their first ball setting. And ladies and gentlemen, this is our 5th qualifying squad. 1 more squad to go, starting at 4 p.m. And then we will make our cut and keep division respectfully. But right now, competitors, if you have taken at the other end and hit the right key so that your arrows come up, everybody having a nice send-off for our next squad competition.
And round 5. Now underway. Parker Bowen III making the announcements. We're now officially starting tournament competition on this 5th round of qualifying. And let's give you your player introductions here for our opening game of this 5-game qualifying block. Bowler A here on 7-8 is going to be Anna Anthony, bowling in the 15 and under girls. Also in the 15 under girls on this pair, Allison Stakowitz. She'll be your bowler B. On lane 8, there you see Braden Cassidy starting off with a 7 count. Cassidy, your bowler C. And we've seen a lot of Ryan Lang already this weekend. He's taking another shot at trying to make that 15 and under boys match play round. I don't know what kind of a paper route Ryan Lang's got to throw in an entry for another time, but I got to get me that paper route. Anthony with the 2-hand fling covers the spare nicely. More and more young ladies we're seeing developing the 2-handed power game. Of course, the young ladies developing a 2-handed power game, there's a little more of the body's physical influence on the game, as Kelly Kulik told me at a Bowl for Life event a few years back. Yeah, try bowling with a pair of C cups like I got, 2-handed. It ain't gonna work. So that's something that male players don't have to think about or deal with, developing a 2-handed style, and Kelly's exactly right on that. Or depending on the female bowler's physical makeup, that front hand controlling the ball for balance and swing direction needs to be able to go all the way back in the backswing. And there can be some physical limitations caused by the body type for ladies. So all of our competitors in this pair in the 15 and under division. Boys or girls. A lot of competitors in the 18 and under boys on this squad. And about 16 girls in the 18 and under girls division on this squad. Only 4 boys in the 15 and under boys, and the 2 females you see on our starting pair here, the only 2 girls entered in the 15 and under girls division on this squad. just had a nice chat with Leslie Bowen. Wow, Leslie she needs roller skates while this event is running, as she makes the magic happen here for the PB3. Her and the team of volunteers she's assembled. And we're going to get done with qualifying today. We're going to have our match play rounds out here tomorrow morning. All the match play rounds you're going to see, everything will be live streamed again tomorrow. Every pair will be in coverage during match play, but because some of the divisions are going to get done quicker than others, keep an eye on the Justin Bowen page if you're watching us there, or keep an eye on the Parker Bowen III Scholarship Tournament page while you're there, because we are going to be having each division's final match. You see the sign there for rev rates. Well, we're going to magically move through the wall. That used to be lane 6, and there we are. There's a little clinic going on at rev rates. There you see Eric Krause from Brunswick working with some of the young players. Sydney Bohn bowling on the string pins on lane 5. That's pretty cool. String pins are a reality, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen more and more. But as we talked about yesterday, it's going to become more standardized between all the different types of string pin setter equipment. And I think within the next few years, it's going to be really close to what free fall pin setters can do. So there's your sneak peek at rev rates and Bowen's Elite Training Center, where we will have each division's finals tomorrow, starting with the girls 15 and under. That'll probably take place pretty early in the morning. If it doesn't happen right at 9 a.m., it's going to happen shortly thereafter, within an hour or so. Not the textbook way to cover that spare for Anthony, but makes it happen. Once again, every squad gets a fresh application of the 28.26 milliliter 42-foot PB3 tournament pattern. Relatively flat from first to fifth board on each side of the lane, and then flat again from 13 to 13 in the middle. Your outside to inside ratio about 3.5 to 1. But you get in the track area of the lane around 8, 9, 10, 11 board to the middle, and that's more about 1.5 to 1. As Lang seems kind of stunned about leaving that 3, 6, 7, 10. Let's see what he can do to pick it up here. That's got a shot, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Yeah, I called it right out of his hand. You could see that one. Right on path, and with the volume of oil on the outside of this 42-foot pattern, you know that ball was going to overhit back at the 3-pin. Quality conversion by Lang. We've got a front 6 alert down on the end on lane 32, last lane in the house. Anthony Ricardella. Oh, pardon me. That's Jeremy Leventhal on your scorecard. We'll get you down there in a second, as he's going to be trying to shoot for his 7th strike in a row. Leventhal in the 18 and under division. Here he is, over to Leventhal. Crosses over, and the announcer jinx fully intact still the last 2 days. It's been terrible. There's a 4 in a row. Yeah, I'm not switching to any of the pairs anymore the rest of the weekend. I am throwing so much shade every time I switch to somebody. I usually don't believe in that stuff, but once is an accident, twice can be a coincidence, 3 times it's some weird cosmic effect I'm having out here on the lanes. So yeah, I'm done. I'll tell you about it. You can double tab it, switch pairs yourself, so I don't take the blame anymore for stopping someone's big run. Just when you thought it was safe to announce bowling on the lanes, $2 Phil shows up, ruins your string. I dig the form on Hannah Anthony. Once she gets a little more height and a little more strength in the lower body, can really leverage up that shot, not so much having to throw the whole upper body at it on top of it. I mean, that's something, if you look at the evolution of Jason Belmonte, when you first saw him in the U.S., 2007, 2008, 2009, that upper body had a lot of forward projection to it. And with a lot of work, some great coaching that Jason got over time, you see how quiet the upper body is now as compared to what it used to be. And that base he has, so solid. And you talk about helping your accuracy. Not like Jason needed a lot of help, but you talk about a guy that's not only has one of the most powerful strike balls on tour, but a guy that can make splits like you can't believe sometimes and has a phenomenal spare game. Rarely lets any makeable spare get away from him. I was going to be mean and put my hand up for this on the 5-pin, but I did that last night. I got my one beverage for the weekend out of a 9-year-old kid. I feel good about myself now. My buddy CJ. I know what that means. And then he goes and leaves a 5-pin and misses it. So we're wrapping up our first game. We're going to have player movement, new faces. Should be a bunch of the 18 and under boys coming into play here in game 2. 5-game qualifying block. Final regular qualifying block of this PB3 tournament. As our 4 o'clock squad, nothing but re-entries. Players have already participated in this event. The PB3 Scholarship Tournament from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey rolls on. And I'm $2 Phil taking you through the entire weekend with 10 on the Deck Productions handling the show here for the Bowen family.
Isn't like GK Metcalf the one that like down skills for a football game or something?
How do they men like? Then yeah, the other person on your squad. No, that was Stephen Russell.
Our hair was good. I love it. Man, I kept pulling the ball. But if it goes out, it's over. Like, oh yeah, I did that. I did that once. I was like, wow. Unless you play up on side, but yeah, if you play down, it's kind of like but if you like let it out, oh my god. Oh no, I I landed down. Yeah, I did not so many on my trick.
Thank you.
I had 2 arrows down that so I popped some gummies.
What?
Oh wait, Ethan's not gonna be down here.
He'll be down here next.
That's a like lane.
And we end up on the same lane. That's all end up on the same lane.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And then Aaron's right next to me. Is this my one?
Yes, that's your one. I said it right there. Because I didn't want to put it on near the... I don't want to have to pay for it.
But I don't understand. Did it start on lane 28? No, I guess we started on lane 20. We moved down here. This time we just started when we tipped over. I couldn't understand why we were here. We had started somewhere else. And I was like,
Whatever works in your head.
And we're getting ready to get underway. Oh, ball raffle. There's Tom Russo Sr. making his way down. The always popular bowling ball raffles at any bowling tournament, but especially here, when you can have stars like Parker Bowen III or Matt Russo, Bill O'Neill autograph your bowling ball box once you're done. And, of course, all that money, everything that they're doing for fundraisers here, whether it's a 50-50 raffle, the bowling ball raffles, the basket auctions. It's all going immediately right back into the scholarship fund for these young players. So let's give you a rundown of your players coming into our spotlight pair here on lanes 7 and 8 at Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey, for their second game of this fifth and final regular qualifying squad. Our re-entry squad starts at 4 p.m. As we have Gregory Davis, your bowler A, Evan Hatzman, your bowler B. Hatzman had a nice game on this pair on the 9 a.m. squad, so he's looking to get a nice game once again. Mason Doan, your bowler C, and Jeffrey Swisher, your bowler D. Scores are starting to roll in. We'll give you your first game scoring updates on everyone shortly, along with a rundown of where the fields stand so far through 4 qualifying squads, as we'd like to get to the top 16 finalists in the boys and girls under 18 divisions. Should get the 16 in the boys under 15 division, And the girls under 15 division, it might be 4 with the smaller number of entries, so there's 15 and under girls. Might be just 4 girls making that bracket tomorrow. I want to thank Rita's Ice once again. Oh, Swedish Fish Italian Ice with a little vanilla gelato on top. You're getting a little audio intermission right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not passing this up. A lot of these young players, like you see here, Gregory Davis on lane 7, wearing those junior gold jerseys they picked up this last season in Grand Rapids. And staying in the Midwest next year for junior gold. Indianapolis will be the site. With, of course, 2 members of the Bohn family going to be looking for repeats, with Justin in the 20 and under, Brandon in the 18 and under boys having their final chances respectively in those divisions to take home the title again. Of course, for Brandon, it'd be a 3-peat in the 18 and under division, and then 4 overall. Never a good sign like you saw for Davis right there. When you're shooting at a single pin, you got to stare it down to make sure it gets all the way there. We've all been in that situation before. Never a pleasant 3 or 4 seconds on the approach when that happens. Oh, that's a lot of 9 right there. Swisher almost gets the huge break. For those of you joining us right now, there was the coldest solid 8-pin ever left. Even Randy Pearson didn't leave one that solid against Ernie Schlegel. Between the rest of us, we know better, but that's fine. Unfortunately, USBC rules don't allow just touching the pin to count as a spare. As Davis is going to have an open frame with wiggling that 4-pin. So we got some scores rolling in game one. Let's see who started off hot. Rahm is holding momentum all the way through. Hey, we got Jeremy Leventhal. The young man I black clouded as soon as I got to him on the front six, but he finished strong. 246 his opening game. Joshua Estrin, the young man I clouded on the front four. Estrin 228. David Swavely 224. And Matthew Grimaldi 217 for your high scores game one in the 18 under boys division. In the 18 under girls division, Tara Kuster at 231. Emily Huntley at 210. And Haley Lindley at 206. Looks like that's the only three girls over 200 in the opening game. Only 4 entries in the boys 15 and under this round. High score there. Leo Racine started with 231. Great start for Leo. And you saw Anna Anthony and Allison Stakowitz. There are 2 entries in the 15 and under girls. 167 starting that division. I think if Stakowitz can repeat that 167 all the way through, she should find herself in that 15 and under girls match play tomorrow. Lots of tickets in that bucket for the ball raffle, though. Tom Russo Sr. hustling the ball raffle today. So many volunteers that help with this event. I mean, your point person, Leslie Bohn, second in command, Justin Bohn. But after that, it's the great team of volunteers they put together. The Russo family, Lauren Pates here, Doug Kent and Chrissy are here. I mean, there's so many people helping out. Doug and Chrissy's daughter, Natalie. Yeah, lots of volunteers. Too many. A few I just met for the first time. I don't remember Jeremy's last name, but Billy Gassens helped spread the word as well. Matt from the PJBT, another one that's been spreading the word and helping with this event for years. So yeah, you can't do an event like this without some great help from volunteers, and they've got them here for sure at the PB3. I think we're due for a 2-4-8-10 conversion this weekend. We've come close. We came close on the last squad. We actually had a young lady almost get the 2 off the sideboard and almost rolled it over into the 10 after it hit the 4-8. Let's see what Barry Davis can do here as he tries to hook in front of that 2-4-8-10. Gets 3. No love bounce. And I'm going to take a peek around the lanes in play, see who else I can throw my black cloud at. I don't think anybody's got a big enough string for me to do that. I feel better now. So there's a game when I used to cover the PBA on Extra Frame and that F word. There was a game in the arcade at Fire Lake Bowling Center in Shawnee, Oklahoma, where basically the object of the game was to throw clouds of shade at the sun to black it out. And I could throw those black clouds better than anybody else. They're a couple of youngsters down in Shawnee, Oklahoma that have some stuffed animals thanks to me throwing that shade at the sun. It's part of the job. I think it should be part of the announcement recruiting process. Do you believe there is an announcer jinx? If you say no, you're definitely not qualified to announce the sport. Of course, that's just my opinion. I'm digging the Hawaiian bowling shirt on Zach. I'm digging that shirt. I've only seen one other Hawaiian-themed bowling shirt like that. I'm sure the jersey companies, if you ask them to make one for you, I'm sure they'd have no problem. I mean, Logo Infusion and I Am Bowling, a great sponsor of this event. I bet you they probably would have a Hawaiian shirt pattern in the computer ready to use and print out for you. And there's a lot of jersey companies out there. I Am Bowling, a great supporter of this event. And I know they got some specials right now. Check out their website. Get your team outfitted for the fall. Doesn't have to be a bowling team either. Make it for a dart team, pool league team, all kinds of sports that you can use for their jerseys. I know some teams that have softball jerseys made up. From companies like I Am Bowling. You don't have to just leave it at bowling jerseys. Sure, that's the big line of their business, but yeah, anything you need, get a hold of them on the website at iambowling.com, and I'm sure they can help you out with whatever jersey need you may have. So we're nearing the end of our second game of qualifying here in our last regular qualifying round. Our reentry round starts at 4 p.m. Eastern or so. And I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of game two here without my voice hanging out in the background, because there's Arita's ice hanging out in my background. It needs to get polished off. Player movement, game three of this fifth and final regular qualifying squad coming up next. Get some new faces. Should be some more young players and the boys 18 and under coming into play. And we'll give you some leader updates as well. And remember what these players are shooting for. Their chance to make that championship match tomorrow over here inside of Rev Rates VIP Entertainment. Game 3 coming up next year from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey, and the Parker Bowen III Scholarship Tournament rolls on.
right? Was no move. Down 45, I'm now down 90. Go. 100. I am minus 100 for 2. Woo! Doing great things right now.
so they can follow their board pair to pair all through today, all weekend long. So we've had it all weekend. Yeah. So I don't think there's any other youth tournament that's ever done. Juniors old, they shoot some of the pairs. You might get lucky and watch your son or daughter one or two games out of the 10. You still like that game. Yeah. So the rest of the streams are just whatever they hear the pinball and stuff like that. There's commentary on this one right here. 50-50. Yeah, so we kind of spotlight the kids. All right, new faces on the spotlight pair here, lanes 7 and 8 at Howell Lanes. And let's give you the rundown of who you get to see this game. Casey Campbell, you saw him lead off as bowler A. Joseph Enderle, you see him getting ready to step up on lane 7, bowler B. Bowler C, converting his spare, is Eric Barsky. And Anthony Bocino. Bocino is your bowler D. The high scorer out of this foursome currently is Barsky. Your C bowler is Barsky's 209, 209. You know what? A 209 triplicate wouldn't be a bad thing in this situation, as it's probably going to take, I'm guessing, about 10 over par. So a 10-10 5-game total to make it into tomorrow's match play round. Hey, if you can throw 209s all the way through. I mean, you might not be able to do a Stan Kodish back in the PBA. He still has the PBA Tour record for 8 consecutive games in the block, all at 208. But even Barsky, yeah, five 209 games wouldn't be a bad thing for him right now. Still scores from game 2 coming in. We'll give you a 2-game scoring update on the squad, and then we'll run you through everyone that's bowled to this point. We'll give you the top finishers and projected cuts. Of course, all projected cuts are $2 fill projections, therefore use them at your own risk. And Campbell gets a little quick with a 2-4-10. Actually, while we're waiting on game 2 scores, there's some pairs that just finished. Let's give you a rundown of what we have currently for top finishers in all of our divisions. The under 15 girls, I think we may get to 4 entrants for the finals. There's not, unfortunately, as many entries in the girls 15 and under as there are in other divisions, but it's still going to be a nice scholarship payday for those that do cash, as all that added raffle money, auction money, everything going right back into scholarship awards for this season. Your leader after 4 squads is Ava Mazzella. Mazzella bowled last squad. She finished with an 806 total. Abby Montgomery 745. Melanie Delioso at 721. So the number to beat right now, one would think, would be Abby Turney at 700. Well, Turney's off to a good start on that already. As Turney 172 game 1. We'll have to see how Stakowitz and Anthony both finished. Right now, it's a 140 average even for the girls 15 and under to be in that top 4. And all 3 of those young ladies bowling the 15 and under girls division. This squad outpacing that to this point. Your 15 and under boys, Bill Cunningham, the second, still your leader. Kai Struthers, you saw him put up a big block last block. along with Matthew Benware. Struthers beat out Benware by a stick, plus 52 to plus 51 for the number 2 spot. Donovan Klein in 4th at minus 10. So them taking 16 spots, let's look at what 11th might be right now. There's a couple multiple entries in there. So let's go with Matthew Sundberg. Actually, Sundberg's in there twice, so you got to drop his second score. So right now, Ryan Langs, he's a second score. Michael Fogarty at minus 134 is in 14th position. So I'd say if we get a 15 and under boys player to finish minus 83 or better, they're probably looking at making Sunday's finals. And let me look and see if we're going to get to. No, we need the push to get to 16. That might end up being a 12-player bracket with some buys. We'll have to see what decision the tournament committee makes on that. In the 18 and under boys, we've had some serious blocks put up by a couple young players on the last squad. Andrew Blaney averaged 240.2 to get to 12:01. Slowed down a little bit the last game with a 191. But still, he's the man in the lead right now. Devin Kiesling, second overall and second on the last squad at plus 113. Vincent Bain at plus 109, Aiden Davis plus 99, and Mason Doan also at that plus 99, your top 5. So right now, looking at 12th place, roughly, since we're taking 16, let's look at the 12th spot. That's plus 2 by Bradley Allen. And actually, that's a repetitive. Alan Bowen again, this squad, so Alan's thinking it's not going to be enough. I'm guessing it's going to be about plus 10, so I agree with Alan. I think that boys cut will be right around plus 10. And for the under 18 girls, Sydney Bowen's been holding on the lead in that division since our first squad on Thursday at plus 69. 3 other girls plus: Tara Kuster, Emily Huntley, and Haley Lindley. Lindley at plus 6. Amanda Morris minus 4. Jewel Johnson minus 8. Oh, that's they're bowling on the squad, so they're not completed scores yet. Vivian Luna would be currently 3rd overall, minus 23. I had a couple of incomplete rounds counting for Huntley and Lindley. So right now, let's look at the 12th position for the 18 and under girls, because yeah, there's enough entry. They're going to have, you should have 16 in there by the time it's done. So 12th right now would be Alexandria Stardust. Sardis at minus 100. She put that up last squad. Slightly improving where she stood before at minus 111 from an earlier squad. So if we get to 16 for the girls 18 and under, Sardis kind of looking like the number right now at minus 100. I thought it was going to be like minus 55, but there's quite a few young ladies on the squad, and obviously we've still got 3 games to go, still waiting on a bunch of game 2 scores. As our feature pair here on 7 and 8 sitting in the halfway point in game 3. Halfway point of the squad as well, as they're bowling 50 frames. We've now got 25 of them in the books. lot of strikes between these players so far. It's 5.5 frames in, and we're looking at, pardon me, 4.5 frames in, and we're looking at 3 strikes between 4 players. Not a good start at 7 and 8 for these young men. Looks like we got everyone's scores in after 2 games here on squad number 5. Allison Stakowitz leading the 15 under girls at minus 76 for 2, but she's pacing well enough that I could get her in the top 4 for tomorrow. On the under 15 girls, I'm sorry, under 15 boys, Leo Racine follows up as 231 with just 164, but it still has the lead on the squad at minus 5. Ryan Lang minus 45, Braden Cassidy minus 50 following up on that. The under 18 girls, got one young lady in the plus. That's Sarah Archangel at plus 7. I'm sorry, that's a minus 7. There's been a score change there. Minus 7. Emma Fetterman. Fetterman, 234 game 2 to get her to minus 3. So Fetterman and Archangel, the 2 setting the pace on this squad. And now Haley Lindley, that 223 game 2 puts her ahead of the other 2. She's at plus 29 after a 206 start. So Lindley, Fetterman, and Archangel, your top 3 in the 18 and under girls. 18 and under boys. We've got a few to the positive here, as we have Jeffrey Swisher at plus 56. Jeremy Leventhal plus 35. David Swavely plus 25. Eric Barsky plus 18. And there was one more of the plus here in the middle of everybody. Bradley Allen plus 29. So a few boys to the plus. Problem is you got to stay there. And stay, you have to stay well plus, but I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving here before the re-entry round unless I was about 55, 60 over. 210 average walking out here for 550 over. Yeah, I'd feel pretty comfortable on that with this condition. My guess is 10 over, to be honest. But once again, it's a $2 fill prognostication, so use that at your own risk. Zabarski stepping up. He's going to have trouble getting to 209 again. He's got to strike out to do it. That's not going to happen. So Barsky looking at his first 200 game of the day here on our spotlight pair. But just finish out decent. If he marks out right now, he gets to 170 something with good counts. And if that's your low game for the day, odds are you're going to make tomorrow. With the start he's at. He's already plus 18. So let's say he goes Dutch off the sheet for 175. Oh, it moves in the -7. That's not a bad spot with 2 games to go. You go 215, 215, you're at plus 23. You're probably making it tomorrow, basing it off of what I'm thinking the cut is. Of course, keyword there is probable. Let's see what Joseph Enderle can do here. He's looking to right the ship. He's 62 under after 2. Still has a chance for 237. But 8-baggers are few and far between here at the Park of Bowen, the 3rd scholarship tournament. But you can't throw an 8-bagger without the 4th one, and that's what Enderle is looking for as he steps up on lane 8. Oh, that silly 7-9 tried to stand against the might that is Joseph Enderle. Stares him down, takes him down. And the chance for 237 still alive. This 42-foot pattern designed for this event can really wreak havoc on some errant shots, as we see there for Casey Campbell. 28.26 mils in the pattern, pretty much evenly split between the forward application by the Kegel conditioning machinery and the reverse pass. About 3.5 to 1 on the outside to inside ratio. Moving into the track to the inside ratio, it's about 1.5 to 1, and the pattern's really flat between 1st and 5th board on both sides, and then you get your bump, and then it's flat again between 13 and 13. So that's a problem with some of the kids that like to get inside and do the wheel and peel, is that if you try to wheel, there ain't no peel. Length of the pattern, volume of the pattern. You can't get into 4th arrow in game 1 and expect to fire it out to the 5th, 6th, 7th board and even have it come back. You get it out to 4 or 3, you may take out the 6-9 if you're a right-hander. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. A lot of the players that have been bowling 2 squads have been a lot of surface changes between squads. Barsky needs to stop the bleeding here to really give too many pins to the negative. Plus 18 coming in. 6-pin stands and a crossover shot, and he's going to be in the -20 range with a spare and a full fill ball. So just 2 more games remaining on our final regular qualifying squad. Everybody you're going to see at 4 p.m. Eastern time here from Howell Lanes and Howell, New Jersey. They're all going to be re-entries. It's a full squad once again. And then it is going to be the last chance to see which ones of these youth players advance tomorrow's double elimination match play bracket finals. I'm $2 Phil Bryl, bringing you all the action all weekend long. And don't forget tomorrow, every one of our championship matches, we're going to go right through the wall like magic, like we've done right here. And we'll take you over to Rev Rates VIP for those championship matches and all that scholarship money that's going to go to the top finishers. But 1 and 4 players in this event will take home scholarship money overall. And the first ball of game 4 of our 5th qualifying squad underway. And that's no better way to start it than with a strike. How about that? Get you some player introductions here momentarily. The graphics department on the ball. Look at that. Making things happen. Got our competitors this game coming in from the 18 and under girls division. As your bowler A this round, actually, they're not all from the 18 and under girls division. As you see, Abby Turney there. She's in the 15 and under girls division. Haley Lindley, who you're going to see stepping up in lane 8, she's your bowler B this game. Lindley to the plus after 3 games, plus 8. Tara Kuster, you already saw bowl as bowler C, starts with a strike. She's just behind Lindley at plus 5. And your bowler D is Ashley Kuster. Ashley having a rough day of it, coming off a 129 game in game number 3. So Ashley Kuster, she's going to be looking at probably having to take one last shot on it on the reentry squad if she's already entered. Or someone else drops out of the reentry squad because they shoot a good score in this squad. Oh, when you're tripping 4 9s right there like Lindley is, you can see why she's plus to the day to this point. Lindley 206, 223, 179. Tara Kuster, who you see stepping up. On lane 8, just behind at +5. Kuster 231, 142, 232. So riding that roller coaster of bowling excitement. For Tara Kuster at the moment. So I just had a chat with Parker Bowen III. Looking at the brackets for tomorrow, looking at the entries. Unofficial, looking like we're going to go with 2 or 4 girls for the under 15. Depends on the re-entry squad. 8 boys in the under 15 boys, 12 girls in the under 18 girls, and 16 boys. Hey, hey, come on! Ashley Kuster with the hell of a spare attempt there. It's not easy to make the 4-6-10 with sliding the 6 over. So unofficially 4 in the under 15 girls, 8 in the under 15 boys, 12 in the under 18 girls, and 16 advancers in the under 18 boys is what it's looking like it's going to be. Of course, that could change because that re-entry squad, some kids might want to stand at their scores and drop out. Other kids from other divisions might come in. So there's, yeah, those numbers could change, but unofficial at the moment. Attorney, this is her 3rd chance at trying to make the top positions for the under 15 girls. If I was coaching Abby, I'd just say we need to work on the footwork just a little bit more and pick up your speedier footwork, as Lindley with the error on the 10-pin. Just to generate a little more ball speed. Attorney just a little tentative getting the line. It's easy to get into that slower rhythm, but that little deceleration, start her back a little farther from the foul line so she's not decelerating into her slide, and I bet you her ball speed would probably pick up 2 or 3 miles an hour. Problem is, it takes your eyes a while to get used to something like that. You've bowled all your life, and you've got, you know, that way you're looking at the lane. Now all of a sudden you're going to start maybe another 6 to 9 inches back, and you're not used to it. It's one of those things where, you know, the best thing for you might just be to go out on the lane, stand there, and just stare where you're going to be starting, and just train your brain into, hey, this is what it's going to look like now when I start my approach. Because something like that just doesn't click and happen overnight. I must want to steal Parker's dad and bring him in over here. See if we can get some good dirt. There can't be any good dirt on Parker. He's too much of a quality human being to have dirt on. Got to talk to the elder Bohn a little bit this morning. He's been greeting a lot of the parents, talking to a lot of the, well, they were youth bowlers when Parker was a youth bowler. Kuster with a backup ball out of the right-hander. Of course, that's Kuster of the Ashley variety. We have both Kusters on the pair, both varieties of Kusters. Tara in your C spot and Ashley in the D spot. Once again, being fully depressed, seeing class of 2025 in the back of someone's jersey and realizing that's my 40th high school reunion. So yeah, we gotta start putting tape over these over the years they're graduating. It's just too depressing. Of course, I haven't made my first 37 high school reunions, so I don't see myself making it to the 40th one either. I talked to a lot more bowling friends I went to high school with, or friends I made while I was bowling in high school, than I do anybody I actually went to high school with to this day. Now, if there was a Milwaukee Sunday morning youth travel league reunion, that one I'd hit for sure, and I'd, still be talking to those people, quite a few of those people on a regular basis. Of course, one of those being, many of you know Mike Jakubowski from his days at Extra Frame, and now he's the man making the call from the sidelines. You hear his voice booming on player introductions on those Fox and Fox Sports 1 telecasts. Mike Jakubowski and I go way back to that Sunday morning Milwaukee Youth Junior League. Every once in a while I get a chance to bowl against Mike, and once in a while get past him by a few pins. Yeah, it's all you gotta do sometimes. Piss yourself off and throw a three-bagger after you miss a corner pin. We've all been there. Make the dumb mental mistake, bear down a little bit more. And that's what Lindley's doing right now. Lindley already had a completed round earlier. She was sitting at -4, so she wasn't sitting on a bad score, but hey, take the opportunity to learn. If she can get herself up a few pins higher, I think she's going to be well safe. I mean, she's well safe now. She's in second overall coming into the squad. And right now, at the way the scoring pace is, she'd still be second behind Sydney Bohn. So, but every bit of experience you can get on the lanes, reading this 42-foot pattern, exclusive to the PB3 tournament, that could be a little more advantage you get during the match play rounds tomorrow. So I don't know if we'll see Lindley in the re-entry round next. Could be the end of the day for her after next game. Get some rest, go back to the hotel, maybe grab a swim, grab some dinner, and get ready for that long day match play tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And another errant 10-pin for Lindley. That's not a way to bookend a three-bagger. So we've got notification of a front 8. We'll get over there momentarily. It's up on lanes 21 and 22. I've been told it's Daniel Robertson. And somebody that can fill us in more with the status of Mr. Robinson is this man right here, Brandon Bowen. How's it going, Brandon?
Oh, well, Phil, it's going. It's going. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm hanging in there through 5 squads of qualifying so far, making it happen.
This is like the part, where there's not a lot of interaction, but, we're here.
Right.
And tomorrow is where, people start to shine and, we start to see their true character is tomorrow. So when they need strikes in the 10th and the 9th, in the 9th and 10th, when they need it, and to get up and make that shot to, win your match and move on.
I like the fact that it's 2-game matches, too, because one game, it can be kind of a crapshoot here and there. One lucky break can decide that. 3 games, a little too long for a double elimination format in one day, so that 2 games is perfect. We'll start at 9 a.m. There's going to be 16 boys in that under 18 division that you're in, and they'll probably wrap up about 4:35, 5:30 or so.
Yeah,
it's a long day of bowling.
A really long day tomorrow. So
because if you go through the elimination bracket, you lose your first match and come back through with 16 players, you got to be dealing with 12 games of bowling before the final match even.
Yeah,
I think.
It's a
and
lot.
then you could have 4 more because you have to win twice to take home the title once you have that loss. So, yeah, it could be 16 games by the time you're done. You don't want to lose that first round match. That makes a real long road back.
If you lose in the first 2 rounds, it's usually pretty tough. So either way, you lose in the first round or second round, you're bowling the same amount of games to get to the championship. But front 9 now for Daniel Robertson.
So what can you tell me about Mr. Robinson? Because a lot of these kids, this is the first time I've seen them bowl. So being from the Midwest myself.
All right, so Daniel Robertson, he's from here. He bowls out of here all the time. He's been in the training center over here to our left a whole bunch. He actually just had a lesson with Matt Russo, superstar 2-hander in the making. And he's putting his skills to work here. Looks like he's tossing down a Wolverine Dark Moss. He told me yesterday it's the purple hammer of reactive. Said he can use it on anything. And we're going to see if he can use it on lane 21 here for 3 shots in the 10th for perfection.
We've had a close run. We had a young man yesterday on the 1230 squad make a run at it. The name slipped me, but he finished with it. He pretty much rode that 286 into the finish because he followed it the next game with the 147. Vincent Bain, B-E-I-H-N, Bain?
Vincent Bien, maybe?
Bien, okay.
Yeah. Sorry for any mispronunciation.
Oh, there's been a ton of them this weekend. Don't worry. So this one's easy though. Robinson, anybody can get Robinson.
Yep. So Daniel Robertson from Jackson, New Jersey, stepping up on 21-2, looking for the first perfect game of the tournament.
Were there any last year?
Ooh,
do you remember?
Last year, I don't believe there were any last year.
Okay.
And I can guarantee you there were none the year before that. So
posted at the line and 10 back, no doubter.
Front 10.
Any bonus for the young players shooting 300 in this event?
Ooh, that's a question that we're gonna find out here.
Yeah, find out really quick.
Talking to official tournament director, and we're checking in on a bonus on 300. This is the first one we've had in a while. If you can connect 2 more in the 10th here.
Did Robinson have that lesson yesterday?
He had it earlier this
morning, so it's paying dividends in a hurry.
It's got the front 11.
Rattles it down.
Huh? And he's had multiple 300s in this building.
Isn't he hiding behind the Howell Lanes sign right now? I'm not sure if that's his name back there. I know it might not be. So,
well, he did just win the PBA Junior Regional up here at Strathmore 2 weeks ago. So it was on a very similar 42-foot pattern.
So he'll be going to wherever those junior national finals are going to be in January. So he's got a chance to make a Fox Sports 1 show.
He does indeed. All
And
right.
he's going to make the big move because he was at minus 42 coming into this game. If he strikes here, he gets to plus 58. And
Survey says. And there it is.
Almost a picture-perfect mirror image of the shot in the 11th frame. And our first 300 of the event thrown.
In a very long time, too. Very long time.
Yeah, by Daniel Robinson. So congratulations to Mr. Robinson on that. And we're going to take a short audio intermission. You want to sit with me after the break's done?
I will.
All right.
I will.
So we'll bring Brandon Bohn back in. We'll get a little bit about how he played the lanes this weekend and how he's going to get ready for tomorrow's match play round. We'll be back. Game 5.
Well, folks, in case you don't know, Bowen on 21 and 22, having a nice hand for Daniel Robertson, 300.
Game 5 ready to start. New faces, fresh faces, and large logos.
I just had an interaction, and that is the second.
Wow, that is a large logo. Hold on, let me fix that.
second 300 game that we've had in the last 2 years. So
Okay.
Daniel Robertson just bowled one, as you guys just saw here. And Ty Cara last year had one. I believe it was game 5, either game 4 or game 5 of his round, and he was also minus when he did it. So that boosted him up too. And he actually went on, that was his first squad that he bowled last year. He went on to the PBA Junior National Championship off of that one game. He got in. So a big push there, and that'll give Daniel Robertson a big push heading into game 5 as well.
So apparently win a PBA, well, it's different orders this year. Obviously last year this was a PBA Junior National Qualifier. This year it's not, but as you said, Robinson won that a couple of weeks back at, is that AMF Strathmore Lanes or Bolero Strathmore?
AMF Strathmore.
AMF Strathmore.
Yep.
So, and then, yeah, now he comes here and shoots 300. Good things can happen in the PBA Junior National program.
Yes, they can. All right, game 5 here, Phil. What are you seeing out there?
Lots of missed pins and kids that should be working on their spare game more than their strike ball.
Yeah.
You want an honest assessment? There's been a bit of that. I mean, we just watched Haley Lindley on the pair, and she would have had a great game, but she missed 2 single pins.
Yeah, she wasn't very happy. She came over to me after that game. I stepped out of the booth for a minute, and she didn't have the greatest of words of interaction with me. But you know, that's for off camera.
Right, and that's when you go miss 10 pin with a 3-bagger and then miss a 10 pin on the other side of it, you end up at 182 instead of 204. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's how the game works, and you know, as long as she bounces back from it, I think she'll be fine.
Well, she's only 10 under for the 4 games at this point, and the girls' cut is probably going to be 50, 55 under at the rate it's going.
Yes.
Once again, it's a $2 field prognostication. Use it at your own risk. I'm thinking the boys will be probably about 10 to 15 over at the rate it's going. The girls will be about 50 to 55 under. And I really haven't done much with the under. I think the under 15 girls. Are they still? I think your dad said they're going to take 4 and then whittle it down to 2.
Possibly.
Not sure. Yeah,
possibly,
depending on entries. Yeah, we got to get a couple more entries on that re-entry squad for that to happen. Otherwise, it might just be the top 2. You know, you're looking at about a 160 something average, not even a 160 average for that. About 150 average will get you in for that 15 under girls. For the 15 under boys, you're probably looking at 100 under, 80 to 100 under for the top 12. So there's a lot. I'm looking, you know, right now. There's a lot of re-entries. I mean, I've seen Ryan Lang on there 4 times. So.
Wow.
I think he's bowled every squad. Is there an Ironman award for this tournament? If you get 30 games in 3 days, yeah, do you get an Ironman award? Plus bowling the Baker doubles too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you should get, I don't know,
the Baker doubles and the eliminator.
A case of Gatorade and a gift certificate for Massage Envy or a chiropractor. I'm not sure.
You might need something by the end of this weekend. So.
What's the most number of games you've bowled in a day?
In a day? Oh.
You young pup, you.
It's got to be upwards of 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had some
on
long
purpose
days.
or just grinding it out in practice?
Oh, well, I've had some really long days at practicing.
Okay.
Definitely some days not where I wanted to be, but you know, on the lanes in tournament competition, I can tell you I had one day where I had 20, maybe 18 games.
Wow.
I can tell you that was here a couple years ago. I lost in the first round, and I was #1 seed. I had a really good look, and I think I bowled 460 and lost. And then I battled my way through the losers bracket all the way to the title match, and well, the title match is still 2-game total wood.
Right.
So I had to beat the leader twice, and I ended up doing that, and I think I averaged 242 for 18 games that day.
Wow.
Yeah. So battled all the way back after losing my first match.
So we've got Benjamin Leventhal, your bowler A, Leo Racine, your bowler B. Racine, boy, bookending a couple of terrible games. Game 1, 231. Game 4, 211, and then go minus 100 some in the middle. So he's at minus 61 right now.
He's off to a slow start this game. Strike 8 miss, 7-1, 34 in the third frame.
Yeah, Leventhal, his only hope is hitting the re-entry squad at this point in time. Brooke Gervais is your bowler C. Amelia Lemanowitz is your bowler D. Lemanowitz hanging close, though, for the girls 18 and under. She's at minus 47 right now, so a solid last game. We said, I'm thinking around minus 50, 55, a solid last game, and that could be enough to get Lemanowitz in the competition on Sunday.
And Phil, that's the goal here. It doesn't matter if you're first or 16th. It really doesn't matter where you are. You could be first, 16th, 15th,
right.
14th. Anywhere down the line, as long as you make it to Sunday, it's a 2-game crapshoot pretty much. And everything that you did in qualifying doesn't matter if you're 100, 200, 300. If you bowled 300, it all evens out the playing field here, and it makes it an equal playing field for Sunday. So it makes it very unique and very interesting to watch some of the matches come down to needing a hit here or a hit there.
Right.
And we're going to see that all unfold tomorrow. So
yeah, I'm a fan of the match play bracket. I don't think Walter Ray is watching right now. I'm sure he's busy bowling or running lessons or doing something somewhere. I think there's a PBA 50-60 regional going on in Mooresville, North Carolina this weekend, so he's probably there bowling.
Probably.
Yeah, Walter Ray definitely not a fan of the bracket format.
Probably
especially
chasing title 124 by now. And that's unbelievable. But all right. Leo has gotten a strike in the 4th frame. And a lot of unfamiliar faces I've seen this year. I've been around here for a while, Phil.
Yeah.
And some of these people I've just never crossed paths with. So some of these guys out here, I've never seen them. Before.
I've seen some Maryland things on some players' jerseys. I've seen Virginia, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, Pennsylvania is close enough for you guys, but for them to come up from Virginia and Maryland, it's a bit of a haul. It can be.
Yeah. Well, there are some people that flew in from Chicago, North Carolina, South Carolina. So we've had a pretty good showing this year. But a couple years ago for the 20th anniversary, we had Cindy Schrosch from Germany come in. We had a couple people from Florida. We have some Florida bowlers bowling this year as well. But the 20th anniversary was our really big year. We had, oh my goodness, 13 or 14 different states represented. As I just said, Cindy Schrosch from Germany came over to bowl. New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, you name it, all up and down the East Coast. And people were coming to travel to bowl this unique event.
So with your win at Junior Gold, you're part of Junior Team USA again, correct?
Correct.
So that's how many times you've been on? You were on the developmental team for?
I was not.
You were not. You were too young when you won Junior Gold to be on the developmental team. That's right. The first time you won, you 3-time winner.
I am, yeah.
And you got a chance to be the first. You would be the first person to win 3 years in the same division, wouldn't you, if you repeat this coming year?
Correct. And I would also have the most Junior Gold titles out of anybody.
Who are you tied with now?
I believe I'm tied with Shannon Pluhowski.
Oh, that's no surprise there.
And
all the years.
If there's more than one, I believe it was Stephanie Nation at the time. So Stephanie Johnson. Yes.
It's interesting because you look at how that tournament's changed from when it started in the the late 1990s through now, and back then it was the 200 some entry event that you really needed to do something in order to be a part of it.
Right.
And nowadays it's pay your $40 through a tournament like this, qualify, and mom and dad can get you there. You're going to be bowling those 16 games of qualifying and have your shot. So it's gone from a field of a couple hundred players from when Stephanie and Shannon won their titles to how many boys did you beat? 1,800? 1,600, something like that? Some obscene number.
Yeah. I think this year was down a little bit, probably due to COVID. But
there were still 3,000 some bowlers out there, like 3,100 bowlers. I think I saw the number was.
I believe the most that we've had was 4,200.
Yeah,
I believe. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe that there's a couple people at 3. I know there's a couple people at 2 that I know off the top of my head. Wesley Lowe, And
Okay.
Anthony Nyer right now off the top of my head. And
Okay.
Landon Jordan from Chicago, I wouldn't be surprised if he got to multiple, more than 2. So
Yeah, he's back to back on the
indeed. So
15 and under titles as well. So let's take a quick peek around, because if it wasn't for you last game, I wouldn't have caught that top 8 on the front 8 on the high end for Daniel Robinson with 300. Now we got a 4-bagger, and we'll get back to that on 23 and 24. We'll see if that proceeds. That was the first. It's probably because you were in the booth. Every time I switched over to somebody this weekend that's had like the front 6, front 7.
great
Front.
spare on lane 7.
Was that a 2.48.10?
It was indeed.
That's the first conversion
Great
I've
shot.
seen of the weekend.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, every time I've been black clouding everybody by switching to him. So I think you got in the way. You kind of parted the black cloud before I could send it over to lane 21 on Robinson before. So
Maybe it's just me in the booth, Phil.
it could be.
Yeah.
If that's the case, people should start paying you, and once they get on like 6 in a row. So.
Hey man, whatever it takes. Give the guy in the back a little, extra bonus.
Right.
They all fall. And then he can give me an extra bonus too. So
We were talking with your brother last night, with your dad today, and I want to get your opinion because we've been showing everybody Bowen's Training Center. Bowen's Elite Training inside of River Rates VIP. And lane 5, the string pin setter there. I saw your sister practicing on it a little while ago, and are you or are you not a fan of possibly having to hold tournaments on string pin setters in the future?
ooh, that's a tricky question there, Phil, because
That's what I'm here for. I ask the tough questions.
Ah.
That's why I've been kicked out of bowling broadcasts several times in my life.
wow,
Asking those tough questions.
Didn't expect that one coming. Is there any way we can take a look over there right now, real quick?
I don't know if anybody's on that lane.
Oh, there.
Oh, maybe they are. Hold
maybe.
on. Yeah, there is
Okay, well,
somebody on lane 5.
all right. Well, now we have it. Here inside of Howell Lanes, and if you guys that are watching have not heard or have not been, this is the place on the East Coast, and it's very unique, very cool. We got a photo shoot over there on lane 1 right now. We have Torch right besides lane 1. We have a couple lessons going on, and a couple spare shooting exhibitions, clinics, I would say. Going on lane 5 right now, you got the bucket with the 610. But and there you see it. Ooh, almost made it. But yeah, Phil, I would say that I'm a fan of it.
Okay.
I really do. I've been around in the bowling center a long time, and although it's not the machine that you send the atomic messenger on, or you get the off the wall. Well, you do get the off the wall hits.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that.
Yeah.
But you have to be very precise with where you're hitting it, and as a mechanic standpoint, that lane ain't breaking down, and if it does, it's going to take you about 2 minutes to figure out what's going on and what happened. Where a mechanic can sit on a lane for 35 minutes and it still be broken.
Sure.
So from a mechanic standpoint and a bowler standpoint, I would definitely say that throughout the future, I would definitely see more, and they're a lot easier to work on, as I've gotten my hands on a lot of machines over the past 2 years, trying to figure out how I can help or what I can do. But I would definitely say the string pin is much more settled, much more compact, and they're a lot easier to work on because less can go wrong.
If you went to a bowling center and it was 16 lanes of string pins for a tournament and everybody's bowling one squad, let's say there's 48 people bowling in that tournament, 3 on a lane, you'd have no problems walking in and bowling that tournament.
I would already know what to do.
All right. So you think you may have a little advantage over people that have never bowled on strings before?
Hey, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I can kind of see that. I can kind of see with some of the pinfall and that type of thing.
Yeah.
That you could, as you said, you got to sometimes play the pocket differently on those string pins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting as it goes along. So, are you bowling the reentry squad? That is a big question for 4 o'clock, or is somebody else going to get your spot?
Ooh, that's a tough question, Phil, because
you don't have that much more time to make up your mind here.
That is also true, because I have to run back and get some clothes if I want to bowl. But
yeah, right now you're sitting. Let's see, you're sitting in 10th place, but I think there's an actual reentry. There may be one reentry in front of you.
Okay.
There is not a reentry in front of you.
So 10th, yeah, I might.
And it depends if Robertson falls behind you, because right now he's sitting at plus 58. You finished at plus 52.
Yeah, I might need to lace him up again for the 4 o'clock squad, but if not, I might be joining you later.
Yeah, if
Later
you're
in
not
the 4
bowling,
o'clock
hey,
squad.
if you end up on 7 and 8, I still might strap a headphone on you between shots. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll give you the shot by shot, blow by blow commentary between Brandon Bowen's frames.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. All right. Well, I'm gonna end my audio session of this squad right now. Thanks for sitting in with me, Brandon, and check them out on the lanes. We have our re-entry squad 4 o'clock. You're gonna see all familiar faces on that squad. It's somebody headable at least once in the event in order to try to get their shot into the finals for match play tomorrow. Brandon, thanks for sitting in. I'm $2 Phil. Parents take the kids bowling. They'll have fun for life. We'll see you back here 4 p.m. Eastern time for our last chance for qualifying.